Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be checking out Living Millennium. It'll be MV first, and then it'll be the color-coded lyrics. Now, if you do want me to react to something guaranteed, then go ahead and go to my sponsor page, sponsor.app/trailblazer_Didina. Or you can comment down below what you like. The more repeats, the more likely I'll be prioritizing it for the next reaction video. Now let's get started. Ooh. Those are some nice dresses and sleek suits. I like this one. I think that was Luka, right? I can't remember her exact name. I think it is Luka. But I really like the fact that they started with her. I do find interesting that 25時 Night Code and this Wander Lands group are pretty much opposite with the way that they color things. Like, I noticed the 25時 or N25 tends to be a bit more, what's the word? Colorless, sort of? Or very light with the colors. This one's a lot more bright. Ooh, that's some good lighting right there. Now, before we go to the next one, okay, let me check. It is Ruka. Okay, thank goodness. But yeah, I noticed that like the color scheme for, if we compare it with like the non-breath oblige and this one, like N25 tends to be very white, black, gray, and very dull colors. It's probably on purpose since, you know, nighttime tends to, if you imagine like nighttime, it's a lot more plain with the colors and it's not as bright. But then on the opposite end of the spectrum, I feel like Wander Lands tends to be a lot more bright and colorful, probably because it's part of the theme. But I just found it interesting, like the extreme difference between the two. Like the other groups tend to be a little bit more balanced with the colors, but I feel like if we're talking about like the spectrum of colors, at least the shades, I feel like Wander Lands tends to be a lot like super bright, and then on the other side, N25 tends to be very pastel, not really pastel, it's a lot more gray tones, which is reinforced with the songs that they actually do sing, but I just found the difference to be quite fascinating. If I have to say, I do prefer the color scheme in Wander Lands a bit more. And quite honestly, I would have to rank Wander Lands at the same ranking as N25, at least at this point in time. As you guys know, I like Vivid Bad Squad, so they're always at the top for me. But so far, these two groups, Wander Lands and N25, I don't really have like a super like, this is first place, second place, third place. I don't really have that kind of ranking in my head. But I do know that these two for now are like quite equal. Like they have their original, or the music genres that they primarily sing aren't really to my taste, like preference wise. Like it's not something I would listen to offline, but I do enjoy the music as I listen to them. And I do find it fascinating that they have a lot more, like there's a large variety of the music that they cover. So I'm starting to enjoy both of them quite a lot the more I get into them. And it's also thanks to you guys recommending really good songs. But overall, I quite warmed up to Wander Lands, because Wander Lands was like, I think last place in my rankings, to be honest, like in the beginning, because their music really wasn't to my taste, even though I did enjoy it. But then the more I get the more I listen to them, the more they're like going up the ranks a lot higher than I expected. I'm a little astonished. I do know, I think it was called Lilio one. That one was also pretty good. I think I like placed that second place at one point, but I still need to see a bit more, obviously. But so far,ワンダーランズ is really climbing up the ranks. N25 is like starting to go up, but I think I still need to see a bit more variety from them to see if I actually like genuinely can have them up there. Like I really enjoy it when I listen to them, but it just doesn't like stay in my head compared toワンダーランズ for quite some time after I react to something. So I'm just basing it off of that. Overall, I do like all the groups and I'm really looking forward to it. Now for this song in particular, I really like the fact that we started off with Luka from the beginning, like right here. And what I find to be interesting is that I can understand what she's saying. Because a lot of and I know you guys said that Miku tends to be the one that is the easiest to understand, but surprisingly so far, whenever I'm trying to like listen to see if I can understand what they're saying, Luka is actually the clearest, at least at this point, surprisingly. Like Miku is not bad either, but if I have to say like trying to understand what they're saying without having to see like some kind of lyrics in Japanese or anything in front of me, Luka takes the spot at the moment. But also it makes me laugh because when I was first reacting to Project SEKAI, I told you guys that I would have liked to see them use the Vocaloid in the beginning of the song rather than being the second singer that sings. But here, they did exactly what I wanted. Vocaloid singing in the beginning and then everyone else. And it just sounds perfect. Like this is the perfect example of what I was thinking of and wanted when I was first reacting to it. Obviously now I'm okay with it, but like back then this is kind of what I wanted because it sets a very good expectation on what the rest of the song is going to be like without any surprises. Like if I was a new person coming in, this is the kind of song I would have wanted to listen to first. So that way it's a lot easier to like ease into it without getting surprised, if that makes sense. But let us go to the lyrics. Wait. It wasn't a Vocaloid? Okay. I thought that pink hair girl was Ruka. But no, it's Otori Emu that was singing. Okay. Oh, scratch what I said, I guess. That's a surprise. Okay, let me go back to the let me go back to the beginning because I genuinely thought it was okay. Let me focus on the lyrics now. I'm just astonished. I really thought, but I mean, it doesn't change the fact that she is the easiest to understand though when she does sing. But what? Okay, I guess it's fine. I can't believe it wasn't that vocal line. Oh, the embarrassment. 1000年生きてる Music by Iowa. Yeah, she's definitely the easiest to understand if you listen carefully. I can't believe this. I'm trying to understand what the theme of the song is, but it seems like it's more of a story type of song. Now I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, that this one isn't like based on the actual characters, like it's not the character songs. I'm kind of confused on what this song could be talking about. I might have to go back again to like read through the lines a bit more carefully. But it's hard to find a connection at this point. But let's see. Okay, I think I'm starting to get a picture of what this is about. This feels like there's like three things I suspect that it could be about. One is the fact that we're in the point of view of some kind of god figure who are looking down at humans and almost making fun of them for, you know, the lack of ability to live a million year or millennium for that matter, at least according to the layer, I guess, title. The other one is talking about how even if physically we might not be able to live for millennium, our feelings in some way or form, depending on how we release those feelings, whether by creating something or whatnot, that can last for a millennium. The third one that I had in mind is probably not it, but let me actually just double check the lines. Made into a show in a somewhat wonderful way. I gazed at the petty life and ignored everything inside the frame I've been living for a millennium. So the inside the frame part kind of feels like it's like a picture or an artwork where it's looking at the owner or the person who made the creator and is saying that they have a pity life and, you know, trying to make it seem like they're important when they really aren't. A big wig, I don't know, engraved some letters on a stone and prayed. Let's see, while a weirdo daubed white all over their face. Top the rubbish, they wait for a lengthy proposal. He seems like some kind of romance that was happening. But it feels like it's making fun of the idea of having like a romance or even trying to showcase your feelings in some ways. Let's see, you put me on a pedestal and then degraded me, human. That's a somewhat ironic oxymoron, isn't it? So this is the part that kind of made me think, is this like in the point of view of a god who is talking about the irony and the complexity, but also the extreme sides of humanity, where, you know, humans do put, you know, for example, God on a pedestal, but then blame them if anything goes wrong. And so that's kind of what I feel like this is about. And then this part, how to correct their left hand, is how to gouge the scar, how to erase the memory or emotion named fear, seems they've forgotten about it. And they can now kill people without being seen. Yeah, it kind of feels like it's in the point of view of God that's looking over humanity to see if they've improved, but instead they're finding smarter ways and horrible ways to delete people from existence or just not facing what it's actually like to be human. So to have fear, to accept their left-handedness, to accept the scar that they might have. But Yeah, that's, I guess, the first theory I had in mind with the God thing seems a bit more accurate, and talking about how they when they pass away, there's nothing that's going to be that important. And so if we look at it from a million years and just look back with the big picture, all those things that people worried about and have struggled with feel so insignificant in all things. So that's pretty much what I feel like is what this song is talking about. Now, I assume this is a cover for an original song or a different song, not for this game, but like an actual song. So do let me know if that's the case, or if there's something that I'm missing. Like, for example, a non-breath oblige, I didn't realize that the whole love thing was just something that the composer just likes to add in for whatever reason, not because it actually ties into the meaning of the song, which is so strange when I think about it. But if there's something like that here, do let me know down below in the comments. But so far, I do think it's the whole God thing where your feelings can only live for a millennium if you create something, maybe. So it feels almost like making fun of humanity in some ways. In any case, I really enjoyed this song. This was a pleasant surprise. I'm still shocked by the fact that Ruka was the one singing in the beginning. They kind of have like a, maybe it's the autotune or something, but sometimes it's a little hard to tell, especially if they're showing the Vocaloid first. Then I just assume that it's the Vocaloid singing, but clearly not. But still, I do think that Ruka is probably the easiest to understand aside from Miku. So that fact does not change. The other ones are extremely hard to understand what the heck they're saying. For some whatever reason, it's just difficult. But in any case, if you enjoyed this, then be sure to give it a like, comment below, subscribe, and share. And if you want to request a video guaranteed, then be sure to go to my sponsor page, or make sure to comment all the ones that you would like me to check out multiple times by many people, and that will be prioritized. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. I cannot wave properly. Oh, there we go. Bye.